All right, people, what the hell is going on? It is time for another talk. And this couldn't be a TikTok 10-minute talk because this is um, one of my dating talks. Well over 10 minutes. I'm going to tell you that right now. This is going to be a long one. So if you ain't got the fortitude for it, I'm going to tell you just go ahead and pass it up right now because I'm going to be rambling my ass off for the next maybe hour or so. Or maybe till I run out of this drink right here. This tasty, I can't see it, whatever it is. Anyway, this will be the dating paradox 2024. What am I to do? As of now, I am not in any dating situation. It's not even. Damn it! Start coughing right when I start doing this shit. Just nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's just nothing right now. And no dating apps, no none of that shit. It's just me dealing with life as it is at the moment, without minus the dating aspect. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, what nothing going on with the swiping and then all of that whole messaging thing over the last however the fuck many years I've been doing that. It has been zero. You know what I'm saying? No first dates, no nothing. I haven't had no meetings and shit like that since. Well, I have one. I always talk about that, where somebody just happened to pass by the house. You run across somebody online, y'all chatting or whatever. But that wasn't even somebody. That was like a chat person. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't anybody with any forward potential, if it was physical or romantic. It was somebody you chatted with. They just so happened, they mom just so happened to live in the same neighborhood I do. They stop by the house. Then they disappeared. Not after, well, after we met, they disappeared. But I'm thinking, I think they were in worse health than I was, and a worse living condition, living situation that I was. So, I think something along the line that happened. But anyway, that was, 3 meetings that I've had since COVID. It's 2024 now. It's April. It's the last bit of April 2024. I had a meeting right after COVID. I think it was. I had one right before it, and then the one I just told you about, which I don't even know if that was last year or not. It's just, and it's been a shit ton of swiping and messaging and a whole bunch of nothing since then. It's just no traction at all. Nothing to even nothing. I don't even know how to explain. It's just nothing. Not even somebody that you just fucking talk to it on a little bit for some shit like that. I don't think a lot of these people have the fortitude to build relationships with people, and you have to be able to do that. I don't think folks nowadays have the fortitude to be able to put the time in that's necessary for you to be able to build a relationship with somebody. And I'm not even talking about marriage and boyfriend, girlfriend shit. You have to be able to build a relationship with somebody. You have to be friends, if you want to be in a relationship with somebody that's going to be, forward looking, just you have to get to that point first. And the way this shit goes nowadays, I mean, it's like applying for a fucking job. It ain't like you just go up to a place and you like, well, shit, what y'all got to offer? What's going on here? Some shit like that. They just, what job you want? What you gonna do? What you doing? What you do? No, I'm trying to figure shit out. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna do it. That's what it's like dealing with the dating shit now, and it's frustrating because, like I said, nobody has fortitude. It's a lot of stuff you have to go through. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff you need to go through. You ain't got to do shit. You can go jump into some goddamn shit and be right up out of it real soon. Mad. Blaming motherfucker for some shit you didn't jump your ass into when you didn't have no business jumping into it first. There's a lot of stuff you need to do. As far as getting to know people and all this other shit, and folks just don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? And I understand not wanting to do it because it's time consuming, and that's just the process. You want a fucking Thanksgiving meal? Well, shit, you can go piece that shit together and get it quick. Go to the store, bam. Go to the store, get all this shit ready made and put it together. You got this big spread here. It ain't quite the same when it's homemade. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't the same if it might be a little bit safer. You can't just have everybody bringing shit to your house and shit like that. But y'all, you know what I'm saying? You got to be able to put in the time if you want it. If you want something that you ain't really got to sit there and worry about all the goddamn time. And in my case, I'm just sitting here like, okay, well, what am I going to do? The swiping and all that stuff. At this point, it don't make no sense for me to keep swiping. I came across that today or yesterday. Whenever I start thinking about this shit, I said, well, it don't make no sense for me to hop online and stop swiping because at this point, on the apps that I'm on, I've been swiping for years. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, I've been swiping for years. And there's no more people to swipe on. You know what I'm saying? I have to stay off the apps for quite some time. Let that shit repopulate with some new people. Because if you go on, like, what's that? Black People Meet. You go on Black People Meet, you go on there, you hit the little matches, and you match up with people, and you send them the little free messages you get. And if you look at the inbox, because you don't be remembering shit, it's your message over and over again, 3, 4, 5 times, because you done messaged that person with the same message. You know what I'm saying? You done messaged that person with the same message. They either not active on the app or they just ain't not gonna reply to you. But it's the fact that they keep putting the same, you swiping and messaging the same people over and over again. And it's like that on apps that are recycled, and there's on other apps, once you done swiped and whatever, you don't see that person no more. And it's a lot of people out here, but in these certain situations, goddamn, it's raining outside, so there ain't no tell what you like to hear. In certain situations, it's just, even on the app, there's no more active people to message. You know what I'm saying? It's not, even if you got the little limit and stuff, it's just like, well, it just ain't nobody else left, to send messages to. It'd be like on Facebook, you start swiping on there. Well, shit, all the matches and fucking, you got your parameters set, as far as distance and who and all that other shit. But they can't match. All the matches are from Fort Worth and Dallas and San Antonio and shit. You know what I'm saying? Other Texas cities you ain't never fucking heard of. Ain't no one near me. 50, 60 miles, 100 miles away and shit like that. I'm just, well, ain't nobody else to fuck. It just ain't nobody, at least in the area, ain't nobody else to fucking message. You know what I'm saying? It just, or they just start, especially on Facebook, where it's just, okay, such and such liked you and dating and blah, blah, blah. It's a fucking dude. It's just, why y'all matching me up with guys? I have nothing on my profile to indicate that I am interested in talking with men for any reason at all. I don't give a damn if it is a part of the app that's supposed to be for friendship and the other part for dating, like they got on Bumble, I think it is. It's two different parts of that app. One is for just friendship. It kind of goes either way. You meet other guys and shit for hanging out, and other women for hanging out, and other shit like that. And the other part is for the dating part. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to talk to dudes at all. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. I would never trust that. If I meet a dude online in a situation like that, I just will never trust that. That's not what I'm interested in. Because I'm always thinking they gonna flip the script. Because anytime I've run across a dude online for whatever reason, it always ends up with that. This motherfucker trying to sneak his way in. I'm like, get your ass up out of here. And yes, I'm thirsty. I can't help it. I was in a sauna for an hour plus today. Well over an hour today. About an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes. Not all at once, but I was in there. So yeah. Trying to figure that out. Eventually I'm gonna have to get back into it because that's how the game works. And I have to figure out, okay, now what I'm gonna do. I got to figure out what I'm gonna do as far as the dating apps is concerned. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to. I got another email. I'm not one of them people that's fit to be creating email accounts just so I can make other. Because if you use the same email, they just gonna bring up the same account. And I'm going to hop back on and I'm going to be restricted to whatever that account had left as far as available people. You know what I'm saying? I need to have the dating apps like reset to 0. You know what I'm saying? I do. I really need to have those reset to 0 where I'm starting from scratch on all the damn dating apps. That's what I'm going to do. I wish I didn't have to. But like I say, if you can't win it if you ain't in it. And, my days are hanging out. There's always a chance you might run across somebody out and about. There's always that little chance there. I'm not the type of person to go out approach people talking about, hey, baby, what's up? What's your name? What's your number? Now, I don't do that. Now, like I say, there's always a chance you might run across somebody out there and you might make a connection with somebody some kind of goddamn way for whatever reason. Like I say, everything ain't got to be some grand romantic. As some people you meet for that you can have an enlightening experience. And it might only be for a couple of weeks or a couple of months. You know what I'm saying? Or you might be somebody that, y'all hang out for longer than that and it flourish into this whole fucking Disneyland life forever after, just great as fuck. Whatever, you never know. You never know what you're going to get out of people. Or you might meet somebody that gives you a little nugget of information. You know what I'm saying? Just a little nugget of information, and then they off for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? I've had that happen before. You know what I'm saying? I've met this little Mexican chick. She wasn't about shit. She wasn't about shit. But I learned something from her that didn't have nothing to do with dating or nothing. It was some other shit that I didn't know I was like, what? I didn't even know you can do that. And then, but there wasn't nothing else there, Eventually she was off by her business. I was off by mine. But I had learned something that I didn't know before that benefited me greatly. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't have, as far as I can tell now, I wouldn't have known unless I ran across her for that little minute I talked to her. So yeah, I talk to everybody. I do. I talk to everybody, whether I feel I'm gonna be interested in them or not, just to see, what the hell they talking about. You never know what you're gonna run across. You never know what little bit of information or what little life-changing nugget you might get from somebody, because, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, but I figured out that I might have to start from scratch. I got an email address that I don't really use, that I've had for a few years now, and I might have to use that to start to get new accounts on all these dating apps, because it don't make no sense for me to hop on the dating apps now with the current shit that I got, because it's going to be a whole bunch of nothing. And how to arrange my information. Ain't no use to me hopping on there doing the same goddamn. I have to do the same thing, but it has to be, the coding has to be different. You know what I'm saying? I have to find a way to put some of the same information that I would usually put on my dating apps and stuff like that, but have it to where not more appealing, but not as straightforward, because people don't take that the same way. You got to figure out a way to put the same information out there without people thinking that I don't know. I got to figure that out, but I got time. I ain't got shit else to do at the moment. Because like I said, out and about, you might meet somebody out in conversation, which would actually work better than any, because you actually talking to somebody, and that usually, you would think, well, when you usually get to talk to people, so it's depending on your personality. Mine, in particular, I do well when I'm actually talking with people. Now, online, the shit that come out of my mouth, if you see it just in text, it just, I can't take responsibility for what you take out of that. I say what I say. I'm not for to be typing all these little fucking, yeah. I don't want to have to put LOL and all these qualifiers after every goddamn line just so motherfuckers ain't offended or put off by some shit that I say. It's just like I had to tell this woman said, so I was at dialysis, right? Which is something I have to let people know. On the dating apps, I have to let people know I'm on dialysis, shit. But I was at dialysis, and this woman said something to me, and I looked at her. I was like, I punch women in the stomach, right? You know what I'm saying? And she just looked at me like, yeah, but we right here. You know what I'm saying? She said some shit to me. I can look at her crazy and say some shit like that because we sitting right there face to face, which sounds weird. But if a woman is on the, on the other side of the phone, on the other side of the screen, the monitor, whatever the fuck, she say something to me, and you be like, and I say like, I punch women in the stomach, right? And she gonna be, motherfuckers nowadays be like, this nigga crazy, he's stupid. Yeah. Well, what the fuck? I'm not for to be typing LOLs. No, I'm not gonna do it. That didn't last long at all. I'm gonna be heavy when I go into dialysis tomorrow. I'm gonna have fluid all over the place, whatever. Yeah, but I'm not out and about like that. Usually when I'm out at the bout, when I'm out and about, I'm at the gym or I'm at dialysis. There's not many other places I am unless I'm at the store or some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just I ain't never nowhere where I'm. The only place I could, I can't even say that. I'm talking about people in my demographic. You know what I'm saying? I'm either at the gym and just looking at me and the people that I run across at the gym, not the same demographic. You know what I'm saying? It's dudes in there my age and whatever. It's women and stuff in there my age. But the women are just like, it's not like, if I'm in there trying to holler at women that I generally see at the gym, it would be like the biggest odd couple that you could put together. You know what I'm saying? It'd be because, first of all, it's usually either white or a little Hispanic chicks. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they of age. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I don't see what them two would. They don't match. Just aesthetically, they just don't. If you just look at me and look at them and just, that looks weird. You know what I'm saying? Where the hell did they put that shit together? Yeah. I'm just saying, I be at the gym. I be looking. I see the shit that's at the gym. It's hard not to see. It's just everything I'm seeing at the gym. At least if you run across women my age are not in those little gym outfits that I be seeing. You know what I'm saying? It's just 50-year-old woman with some tights yanked up her ass. It's just not at the gyms that I go to. I'm just sorry, it's not. It's women in their 50s and shit and that's working out, that's in shape, but they usually a little tiny ass, little skinny white women or some shit like that. And they be at work and don't get me wrong, but yeah. They also don't look like we would be associated in any way at all. You know what I'm saying? Unless either one of us was on the other side of a counter or a desk or some shit like that. That's about it. So, all that to say that I'm not generally in a space in person where I would meet somebody of social potential. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. No. And no. I'm thinking about it. It's just a big fat no. And I see attractive women and shit all the goddamn time, but I just usually when I do, like I say, there's some nice looking women at the little dialysis place I have to go to. But I'm this old fucker sitting on dialysis, and and it's all women work in there except for maybe one or two dudes you might see every so often. And man, I know it's one of them up in there. God damn, you see, they all wear them big gowns, so and they all have masks on all the time. You don't really know what they look like. Every once in a while, you'll see them when they going across the room and they take their gown off, the little paper, whatever big gown they be wearing. You know what I'm saying? You got to be covered up when you're up in there, and they got the little. Oh man. I was like, damn, that chick fine as fuck, but she's a lot younger than me. I mean, she a grown ass woman, but I still might got 15, 20 years on her. So, but that's what I get to look at. I'm just like, ooh. And there might be somebody closer to my age in there, but usually when I see women closer to my age, it's like, first of all, they already where I would usually see folks, those type of people are already married, already in a relationship, or I wouldn't find them just physically attractive at all. I just wouldn't. And that's coming from a cripple, which is another thing, you know what I'm saying, going on and this whole dating thing. And I said, I'm sitting here and I got to find, I got to find people that's willing to talk to start with. You know what I'm saying? I can't be out there looking for forever love and shit like that. I gotta find people that's willing to talk, that's entertaining to be around, that's enjoyable and all kind of stuff like that. Especially at the point in my life that I am now, I have to be around people that I would want to be around. I have folks that I don't mind hanging around and stuff like that. I have folks that I would prefer to hang around, but that ain't it. As far as the romantic shit, it's who would you want? I got somebody. Now, would they feel the same way? I would seriously doubt that at this point. At one point, maybe. At this point, no. Because I also have to take into effect when it comes to shit like that. Okay, if I'm interested in somebody for whatever the fuck reason, you know what I'm saying? We'd have to be exposed to each other. You know what I'm saying? And we have to have access to each other. Because I have to know how you operate. You have to know how I operate. And as simple as that sounds, it's not, because but it's on the surface. I have to know how you operate, and I have to know how I operate. It's just like even now with the people I know now. There's no romantic. There's no. What's the other words? Platonic is not the. Platonic is definitely not the goddamn word. That's what shit is now, but the opposite. Romantic ain't exactly it. I put romantic as in the whole relationship type deal. There's no potential there. Right now, you know what I'm saying, with anybody that I actually know at the moment. You know what I'm saying? All the people that I know at the moment, if there was a romantic potential there, it came and went. You know what I'm saying? And even at the moment now, even if it was just a physical relationship, all those then came and went. So I don't have either of those. I don't have the physical relationship or the emotional relationship part of the whole deal. If none of it, it's all gone. That's why I say I'm starting from scratch right now. And the first thing you do is start thinking about, well, who has potential out of the people I know? Well, motherfuckers be out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? People are out living their lives, like I said, and the people that are out living their lives right now are people where that potential then came and went. Came and went. That opportunity was there 10, 15 years ago or whatever the fuck. Motherfuckers might still be single now, but motherfuckers is, at least I am, old and raggedy now. Why would I be a potential when everybody else that you associate with literally would be a better choice than me? You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. Now that's a choice they have to make, but I also have to look at shit realistically. I'm out here trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this shit, and I also have to figure out, okay, who the fuck wants to be with an old cripple? You know what I'm saying? This old handicapped motherfucker. That's basically it. I could tell this to people. Like I could tell this people I know. They'll be like, you not, yeah, motherfucker. I'm blind. I can barely fucking walk. You know what I'm saying? I have to, you know how people just get overly optimistic or something when you tell them some shit. You tell them some real ass shit, they don't want to fucking accept it for whatever. Yeah, motherfucker, I'm blind and I can't hardly walk right now. And I'm on dialysis. You know what I'm saying? So, they don't give motherfuckers a whole lot to look forward to. But that's some information that has to be out there. You have to know that. Right from the get-go. And everything that comes along with that. You know what I'm saying? At least most of the fucked up shit. And I think the downside of how I operate with a lot of stuff is that I give you all of that. Okay, this is the fucked up shit. Now, if you want to know the good part of that, well, you got to stick around and figure that shit out. You know what I'm saying? because the good is handed out on a merit system. Not for to just sit here and tell you all the goods, you know what I'm saying, about me. That stuff you got to pick up on your own. You know what I'm saying? It is. And if there's anything coming from my side, okay, well, like I say, it's a merit system. I got to see where some shit that need to be reciprocated, or some shit that you done earned from being who you are, as far as what I do. You know what I'm saying? Or how I treat you or whatnot. You know, I can't just tell you that, because if I tell you that, you're going to expect it. And once you start expecting that, you might expect it, but I might not think you deserve it. You're going to think something is up. That's why I keep that shit on the hush. I'm going to always keep that shit on the hush. The people that receives all my good attributes, you know what I'm saying? The people that receive all my good attributes are, you know, the people that manage to stick around for a while, and they still do. You know what I'm saying? They still do. But like I say, you can't just go off giving that shit out, because people start expecting it. You know what I'm saying? People won't respect it. People tell you they appreciate you all the goddamn time. I appreciate what you do. I appreciate it. And that will be all you get out of whatever the fuck is you put out there for them just now. So that was a thing that I had to, you know, that I got to figure out, you know what I'm saying? Just what I say about me being self-deprecating or whatever the fuck you want to call it, but not promoting myself as this thing, because I can't guarantee I'm going to be there for you. I can tell you all the good shit. That don't mean I'm going to be that good shit for you. You know what I'm saying? Our interactions might not merit that. You know what I'm saying? You know, you might merit more. You never know. But I don't know what the fuck I keep doing this for. But, you know, but anyway, you know, it might, you never know. That's why I say this shit takes time. You got to have a bit of fortitude to deal with people. And you have to be able to deal. And this is just a stat thing. You know what I'm saying? This is just a percentage thing. Playing the ratios, playing the numbers. You have to be able to deal with more than one motherfucker at a goddamn time. If you dealing with one person at a time and you expecting, you know what I'm saying, and you one of those people that's out here looking for your next relationship, you're going to fucking be disappointed. You know, you just are. You're going to be disappointed. And I managed to keep myself out of that. But the thing about it is, that's what a lot of people's mindset is. A lot of people's mindset is on finding their next relationship. I wouldn't mind finding my next relationship. That's, you know what I'm saying, that's as a human being, that's human nature. That's what we do. But I also know that you need those other people along the way. They come and go. Some stay, some go. But you need those people along the way. Those are the people you meet along the way. And that ain't just in a dating program. I mean, you meet those people at school, at work, and whatever else you do with your time. But they all go along with those people that you meet along the way. Because any one of those people could fill that role that you're looking for. It just so happened as if primarily you online looking for stuff. People that's what they looking for. You know what I'm saying? You don't find yourself in a position where somebody's looking at you in particular, if you gonna fill that void or whatever it is they're looking for. And it just, that's Judgeville, baby. It is. That's Judgeville. That's not where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? And that's where you gotta, if you gonna be in that hole where somebody's looking at you to fill a specific void that they looking for, they not just on there seeing who chatting and see who that, you know, hang out and blah, blah, blah. They not. They looking for that next motherfucker. You just happen to come along. Now they looking at you to see if you gonna fill that spot. Well, you know what? I ain't got, you know, it's not a job. We done cross paths, but this ain't a job that I'm looking to fill. Now, you might look like somebody that, okay, somewhere along the line, maybe, you know what I'm saying? You know, if they fit the superficial shit, you know what I'm saying? They fit the superficial shit, you know, they look nice and all this other stuff. And then, okay, you can see where it goes after that. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody like me will say, we can see where it goes after that, you know, but you trying to keep shit casual, you know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. You have the regular ass conversation. And no, they not for to have no regular ass conversation. They for to grill you about your past, about what you're doing, your life goals, and all this other shit. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? It's just folks ain't gonna like talking to me when it comes to shit like that, because I'm not that shit don't mean nothing to me. So it's not information I'm gonna divulge to you. Care about my past. My past is my past. You know what I'm saying? What I'm doing now is what's important. What I did in my past, leave that shit alone. I'm leaving it alone, so you ain't got no choice but to leave it alone. That's my attitude with the shit. And I would tell a motherfucker that, and that's like telling a motherfucker to mind their business, and people ain't gonna like that. You know how folks is, they tell people to mind their business. They don't take that shit the right way. You know what I'm saying? So you have to know how to put that out there. You know, be able to tell a motherfucker mind your goddamn business without telling them to mind their business in a way that don't offend them. Start asking about shit. I'm not an open book. You don't need to know every goddamn thing. You need to know what I'm telling you. What I'm telling you or some shit like that. Now, would you run across a motherfucker that's hiding some dark ass shit? You know what? You know, it's a reason. And I would, you know, if that's what you do, that's what you do. Now I'm talking about how shit go with me in particular. Some motherfuckers out there you probably need to do that for. I ain't one of them. You know what I'm saying? I ain't one of them. And the thing about it is, I can give up all that shit just as easily. You will not find shit. You can do all the background checks. You can do all that shit. It's gonna come back clean. You're gonna come back with some parking tickets, some goddamn speed traffic violations and shit. That's what you're gonna find. You ain't gonna find nothing else on me. You ain't finna find no child support shit. At least I hope you won't find that. You find some child support shit on me, I'm like, what? You know, find out motherfucker got all kind of goddamn kids and shit all over the place, or whatever the fuck these people be looking up. They be looking up these databases, be finding out all kind of information on people. Now, my browser history might be kind of weird, but you know, it is what it is. I'm a single man. You take it how you want. Don't look too long. Yeah, even I had to delete some shit off my browser. So I was like, this don't need to be on there no more. This definitely don't need to be on there no more. We can get rid of this. Blah, 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 blah. Get rid of all that shit. Yeah. But I got to figure that out along with the rest of it. How I'm going to put myself out there where people got the information they need, but not more than they want, which is not hard to do. Not putting the information out there is not hard to do. On these dating apps, you only have so many characters. It's either you only get like 150 characters or whatnot. You can't say nothing important about yourself in 150 characters. Now you can get on there and put a whole bunch of bullshit down there. Say some nice stuff about yourself. Well, I mean, that ain't. But it's gonna be the same thing that everybody else say about themselves. If you read these dating profiles, it's all the same. You know what I'm saying? I'm a caring, loving, open-minded, blah blah blah. It's the same shit. You know what I'm saying? It really the fuck is. You read it, it's the same. Just like everybody's the sweetest, most wonderful, beautiful person. Well, I don't know about that beautiful part. I disagree because I'm looking at the pictures. Yeah, that's some That's a subjective ass shit. I don't usually do that, and that's another thing that I have to do is separate myself from. You know, I rarely not talk to somebody because of how they look. Like I said earlier, you never know what you're gonna get out of people, but there are limits. You know, there are limits. Some things I do, and some things I have to pass on. Just like okay, just whatever. You know, like I've been in the dating game for quite some time at this point. I've been there, done that with a whole bunch of stuff, and there's some shit that I would just rather avoid. You know what I'm saying? He's just like, nah, okay, this look familiar. I won't be fucking with that. No, thank you. You know, we can talk for a minute. Shit might change for a while because, you know, things change the more you expose to people. You know what I'm saying? The more you expose things to people, the more the superficial shit starts to change. Stuff starts to even out. For motherfuckers really unattractive you to start with, you know what I'm saying? You know, the longer you talk to them, the less unattractive they are. Same thing from this super hot, whatever the fuck you want to call it, motherfucker. The more you talk to them, the less hot and attractive they tend to get. You know what I'm saying? Once you get to know the real motherfuckers, you know. Now, if they happen to be really nice people, and really, you know, that hotness tend to stay where it's at. If you meet an ugly motherfucker and they got fucked up attitude with it, they tend to stay ugly. Shit. But that's why you got to get to know people. That's why you got to get to know people. And that's hard to do because nobody has the fortitude to get to know people before they get into this this relationship mode where, you know, we're going to be in a relationship. You know, I'm looking for somebody going to be in a relationship. I'm looking for somebody to build a relationship with and blah, blah, blah. No, you need to be looking for somebody to build a relationship with, but that relationship is a broad ass term. We tend to use it for that one point in it. But, you know, a friendship is a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Well, a relationship can be even less than that. But, you know, just to get the interactions right with people is what you need to do. You know, find somebody that you get along with that you can spend a couple minutes talking to. It's fucking flying here, man. You know, you go out on a couple of dates and stuff like that. Find somebody that you can do that for a while. You know, don't just go out on 3, maybe 4 dates and then all of a sudden we should be in a relationship by now. No. No. No, 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 no. Let that shit linger for a while. Do it for a while. You're gonna have somebody for a long ass time. You need to see somebody. You need to be around somebody to actually see them do some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, one of the things where they say, watch how people treat their wait staff or how they treat service workers and shit like that. You know, be around somebody long enough. You know, do you really want to be somebody around somebody who treat the wait staff or treat service workers like shit? You know, it's shit like that. You know, I mean, you just want to see them in different situations, how they treat people. You know what I'm saying? You might want to see them around their family where they didn't introduce you as the next motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. It just, you need to be, you know, I think that, you know, they say, I need to be able to see people in all seasons first. I need to see how you interact in the summertime. I need to see how you operate in the fall. I need to see how you operate in the winter. See how you operate in the spring. You know, I need to see you in a bunch of different situations to see the type of person that you are. And vice versa. You need to see who I am. Because I'm not for to be hiding I'm not for to be hiding trying to play these different roles and shit with people. I'm gonna be who I am. That means if we go somewhere or we doing something and something triggers me, I'm gonna get triggered. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get triggered. So you might see me fucking angry or whatever emotion tends to happen when whatever trigger come along, and you get to see that. Well, you'll get to see if that's something you can deal with or not. Same thing with the other person. You ever see a motherfucker mad for the first time? You know, if you ever seen a motherfucker mad, somebody that you hanging out with and blah blah blah, and y'all just everything been all hunky dory and shit, but you ain't never seen them angry at somebody or something, and you see them angry and go off at the first, then you looking like, well, you need to know this. You don't need to see a motherfucker all the time, they smiling and no. I need to be able to see you at some point where shit is fucked up. See how you handle some shit. You know, see if a motherfucker know how to handle their money. You know what I'm saying? See if a motherfucker know how to handle their money. If you banging around a motherfucker and they broke all the goddamn time, and you know what? I mean, you can steady hanging around them as long as you ain't letting them dig in your motherfucking pockets. You know? Financially irresponsible people, sometimes that shit lingers. And you know what I'm saying? That shit'll start to affect you if you ain't protective of your own shit. They have to do it. You got to be able to take all these things of people. And I'm not even going to jump into the physical thing. We all know that. You know, there's a physical compatibility that goes along with all of this shit. We all adults here. We know everybody got their kinks and they little things they like to do to get their U-Hauls and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, I'll be the first one to tell you that, hey, it's weird shit going on over here. You one of them motherfuckers that, you know, if you hadn't gotten past the fundamentals, if you stuck on the fundamentals and you ain't got past that, then, you know, it's gonna be some, it's not gonna be a happy time. It's not. it's just not. You know, so there's that to throw in, and they're used to going too deep in that. We all know what goes on with that. You know, you gotta match, and and that gotta match even if it's just physical or emotional. You know what I'm saying? That just, you know, that's gonna have to be there unless y'all both at a point in y'all life where just the physical part just ain't a part of it anymore, which, you know, it happens, and that's it. When you ain't got that part to worry about, but you know, for the majority of folks, yeah, that's the part. You got to match. It got to be a match. And that shit can be a whole lot more complicated than you thought, because you can't just be like, okay, I'm into this and I'm into that and I'm into this and I'm into that. You know, it's a lot of weird shit out there that is just even, and it ain't much different from the emotional part. It's just like everybody can't accommodate. You know, either physically they just can't accommodate, or they just don't want to. We're gonna leave that alone though. I don't want to get I'm whole goddamn sex talk. This is gonna turn into a perv hour, because I'll be talking about that shit for the next 3 days. But yeah, I was watching TikTok earlier this evening, and this just happened to pop up, and this woman was talking about hospice wives. Men, once they get over 50, start looking for hospice wives, which is basically a woman, you know, that's the woman you get when, you know, you get old and broken down and, you know, you got all these life-ending conditions and shit, and you look for somebody to take care of you while you know, in bad health and all this other shit. And I'm just like, she said it was a group of men. She didn't say all men. She said it's a group of men out there. So, I mean, you can quantify that any kind of way you want. And it's folks out there that I'm guessing that's looking for that. But even then, I'm just like, you know, a hospice wife, that should be on the list right when you in your 20s. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. That's what you need. And and there was a video. I was gonna shoot a video on this. I guess I just included it here, to where I was like, it was in a I need a girlfriend. That was what I was going. I needed a girlfriend. That was gonna be the title of that video, and it goes into kind of into what I'm talking about now. Even back then, in my 20s, because this woman was saying, because I didn't like the way she says a group of men that's out here looking for these hospice wives. You know, they get 50 and they start looking for these women that's gonna take care of them, you know, while they in their bad health and all this other shit. But she said they played the field all this time. They spent their whole life playing the field until they get to this point where they all broke down. Now they looking for a wife to take care of them. I'm like, where the fuck did that come from? I mean, you say that they just look. I'm 48. I'm 48. I'm blind. It might not look like it to y'all, but I am. And my legs and shit don't work like they supposed to. I can walk. I can't walk well. You know what I'm saying? My house is burning up. I can get the fuck up out of here. I'll tell you that. You know what I'm saying? I'm on dialysis. You know what I'm saying? I got kidney issues and shit like that. But I'm not looking for nobody to take care of me. I'm in the dating game just like everybody else. It's just that I got all this other shit to go along with it. You know what I'm saying? Now, did I spend my whole time single and then get all the way up to where I am now? Now I'm looking for a woman to take care of me? No. Just because if a man was playing, if he was playing the field, yeah, well, I mean, it's different, you know, our people's definitions for shit. But I would put myself in that situation, in that category of playing the field. But I also would not, because I was playing the field at some point until I found something I wanted, and then I stuck with that at least for a little bit until it didn't work, and then okay, you back playing the field until you find something else that you stick with for a little bit. You know, it ain't the fact that I was single most of my adult life. It's the fact that, yeah, it ain't that I avoided relationships. I had relationships. The motherfuckers just didn't last long for whatever reason. You know, not everybody is as fortunate, you know what I'm saying, to get in a relationship, have that bitch last for 20 goddamn years before whatever the fuck happened, and then you out of it or whatnot. You know, that part of it got me. You know, you play the field all this time, and then you start getting sick, and now you're looking for a woman to take care of you. Like, nah, you know, you had a point, and you fucked it up. You had a point, and then you fucked it up. That's the thing, though, meme culture now. Everybody say shit for the goddamn reaction, but, you know, I'm like, don't do that. You don't know what all those men were doing in their 20s and 30s and shit before they got into their 50s and started getting sick. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. Now, will a motherfucker be looking for a woman to take care of me? Nah. You know, and when they get in their 50s, probably. But then, like I say, you look at somebody like me, I'm going to be 50 pretty soon, and I'm still operating in the dating game like I was before. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing changed. I'm still doing the same thing, and I'm still open to the same thing that I was before. Now, what I was saying before about needing a girlfriend, yeah, I needed a girlfriend because there's certain things, now that we got this whole, why am I doing quotes? We got this whole thing now where, you got to stay offline because you get caught up in this shit about men not needing women and women not needing men and all this other shit. I mean, we supposed to be together. You know what I'm saying? That's why we here. That's why we different. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why all men have the same goddamn problems and all women have the same goddamn problems. You know what I'm saying? You get it, the stereotypical shit, I can say. I can't say all. It's a stereotypical men problems. It's always with health. Women have their own thing. I don't pay attention to women there, but women have their own thing. With men, it's the health. With women, it's some other shit. But the common cure occurred for that shit is the opposite sex. It's the man or the woman. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the women got going on their end, it's usually a man on that side that evens that shit out. Now, on my end, you know what I'm saying, stereotypical shit is with the health. Now, you know what I'm saying, now these days I'm in bad health, but if I was extendedly, but if I was in a relationship or a close partnership with a woman, whatever the fuck you want to call it these damn days, over that time, that would have curbed that a little bit to where my health wouldn't be, at least not as bad as it is today. Because you already know, when it come to shit, when it come to the health shit, women will have your ass at the doctor, at the hospital, the blink of fucking eye. You know what I'm saying? A man by himself, generally not. We have a tendency to just kind of force our way through shit. And then, shit turn out a whole lot worse, later on like it is now. But, that's what it is. As I'll say, man, I would needed a girlfriend way back then because I'm pretty goddamn sure that I would have either been just, even back for this acute shit that I'm going through now. It's April now. The acute shit that I'm going through now started in, well, ain't no telling when the fuck it started, but yeah, the shit hit the fan in November, and it was, once I was, talking about what the fuck I was going on, it was the women that were like, nigga, you need to go your ass to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? I had a few of them say that, so I was like, well, I knew I was going in the first place because at some point, I was like, okay, I got to go to the hospital. But it was, I had some females mirror that without knowing fully what the fuck was going on. And I would have gotten that type of thing a long time ago about things that were not even close to being as elevated as it is now, to where I would have been at the hospital for this, that, and the other if I would have been attached to a woman. It sounds weird. I'm trying to figure out a way to say shit, but either way, you know what I'm saying. Back then, I needed a girlfriend in my 20s and my 30s and shit like that. Something long term, over a course of several years or something like that. Not just a year or a few months, because that's usually how shit go. To where, it'd be like, okay, I'd be in better health now because, a woman would have had my ass at the hospital or at the doctor or whatever the fuck before then. Or I would have been more consistent than I was, because I was at the doctor a while back, but wasn't real consistent with that. Once you got through with whatever the fuck you went to the doctor with, you wouldn't think about that shit anymore after that. But yeah. All right, we both need each other. You know what I'm saying? But as far as that hospice wife shit, you know what I'm saying? It's true. It's whatever motherfucker to come up with It's somebody out there fucking doing it. It's a dude out there right now online typing up, hitting up some little woman. You know what I'm saying? Because he wants somebody to be around to take care of him because shit ain't going right and all this other stuff and blah blah blah. And that's the primary reason why. You know, if you out there doing that, that's what he doing. Whatever fuck. I ain't in that situation quite yet. You know what I'm saying? I ain't in that situation quite yet. I'm in the dating game. Well, I ain't in the dating game now. I'm looking to get back in the dating game. Because I want to be around somebody I want to be around. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, you see this? Listen. I get to listen to cars drive by. Ain't nobody else in this house. It's just me. You know what I'm saying? It's just, well, I got the cats outside, but, you know, that might be saying something totally different. My cats are, you know, my emotional support cats. But, you know, my alerts on my phone ain't been going off the whole time I've been recording this video. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no dings on my messenger or no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It just, like I say, it's right now, the land is barren. It ain't nothing. I gotta prepare the soil and start planting some goddamn seeds before I start planting seeds to try to see what the fuck come up. I gotta figure some shit out. You know what I'm saying? And while I'm thinking about it, I'm like, ain't much gonna change. You know what I'm saying? At least for me. Like I said, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna organize the information that I've used to describe myself to put out there without being too self-deprecating and also not being too self-promoting. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of them motherfuckers that'll buff up the resume trying to get a fucking job. I'll tell you what I can't do. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you what I can do before I tell you what I can do. You know, because the can't do's, you know, it's one of them things where, okay, this is what I can do. This is the list of shit that I can do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, however many is on that list. But the can do's, you know what I'm saying? I got this list of shit, this little short list of shit that I can't do. This is shit that I can't change. And if you can't deal with any of that, it ain't no use to us talking. But the list of shit that I can do is limitless. I can't say that because that looks very self-promoting when you say it like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's the truth of it. This is a list of shit that I'm restricted on. Everything else, that depends on me and you. You know, and it don't get no more literal than that. Everything else depends on me and you, because, and that you is the person in particular, because, like I say, it depends on that person, what you give out and what you get. You know what I'm saying? It depends on our interactions, man. It really does. I got a friend now that I do shit for just because I know that they look out for me. You know what I'm saying? They look out for me. This ain't no romantic relationship shit type shit. This is a friend. It's actually an ex-girlfriend from way back in the day. You know, but we friends now. You know what I'm saying? Now, our deal's a little bit different, but we friends now. And we look out for each other as best as we can. You know, when we get the chance to hang out with each other, it's fine. It's what you want in somebody that you can hang out with and not be no shit. Ain't no reason for us to question each other or any other shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It just, that's what it's supposed to be. You want people like that. That's how all your friends supposed to be. Y'all supposed to look out for each other, and it ain't supposed to be, unless somebody doing something stupid. It really should be no reason why y'all arguing or fighting or anything. You know what I'm saying? It just it shouldn't be a thing. It shouldn't be a thing. Doesn't seem to work that way, and I'm just going by what I see other folks go through or what I see portrayed, out there in internet land. There's always some argument over something. You know what I'm saying? It's always some argument over something. It's usually some dumb shit. Somebody done did something they ain't had no business, or they arguing over ideals or something. It's just I don't get it. I'm not for the. I argue with somebody if there's a base for an argument. Some shit that ain't no use him talking about. You know what I'm saying? That don't go over well when you argue with somebody you supposed to be in a relationship with, but that's what it be. If I don't see a base for it, I'm not for the argue. I'm not for to talk about it. Now, if I do have a base for it, I probably won't shut the fuck up. So that, and then you got that part of it too. So yeah, it's always that. But at the end of the day, no matter how I put it, what strategy I put down as far as trying to get back into this dating game and see what's out there, it's all with luck of the draw. It's all with luck of the draw. I got one person that I know right now that I would, if the opportunity came, it was like, okay, boom. There you go. We gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? There's one person that I would do that for right now. And even then, I wouldn't be 100% certain. Everything ain't been all hunky-dory in that situation. It really hadn't. And when you think about it, from now to, for somebody that you've known for a decade and a half at least, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, you start thinking about shit, and it's like, I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? If we would decide to just boom, okay, this is what we finna do. Is it gonna be the Disney sparkles and shit? I don't even know what the fuck to call it. I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? No. It's a lot of learning got to go on in that specific situation now, because it's one of those things where you know somebody. No, you don't. You really don't. You done spent time with people, but it's always been the good time. You know what I'm saying? That's one of them things where you like somebody, but y'all separated. Y'all get together. Y'all have y'all fun, and then y'all go y'all separate ways. Well, there's no time there to develop any friction. You know what I'm saying? There's no time there to develop any friction. It would be very odd, and I'm telling you, it really would be if I was with this person from right after the time we first met up until now. And our interaction will be somewhat the same. That means we would have went through all that time. Well, that I'm just, if it had stayed the same the whole goddamn time, it's gonna be some shit somewhere up in there. Haven't seen a lot of that shit. There's been some unpleasantness going on, but it's been shielded by distance. You know what I'm saying? It's been shielded by distance. So it ain't been like, y'all right up in each other. Like another friend I got where we've actually had a fight. You know what I'm saying? Never none of that. Yeah, you're arguing and fighting and all that. Nope, never none of that. We've had our discrepancies of stuff, but it's all been from a distance. That puts a buffer on shit. You know what I'm saying? You ain't really face to face. Never been face to face angry or disappointed or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Anytime we've been face to face, it's always been nice. You know what I'm saying? It's always been nice. But you also got to put it, like I say, it's buffered by distance. So you got to think about it. Out of all this time, let's say 15 plus years. Well, how much time have we actually spent together? Week here, a couple of days there. Yeah, if you take all that time and put it together, it's only been a few months. You know what I'm saying? And I'm being generous when I say a few months. A couple months might be more, a couple months might be more accurate, but I'm just going to say a few. But it's been, if you just take the time we've actually spent together over all that time that we've known each other, decade and a half, and our time together has only been a couple of months. I've done that with people in a couple of months. You know what I'm saying? Just think about that. That's the kind of stuff I got to think about before I start reaching out to people and stuff like that. Well, it'd be hard to reach out for them because we don't live close to each other. So, we're in two different states. And, but the fucked up part about it is, that's the one person that if I had to, if you're like, okay, you got to pick something. That's what I'm picking. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm picking. Because at least with that one, I think there's some potential there. It might be some potential with a few people that I might have run across at some point in time that's in the greater Houston area. But they're in the greater Houston area and I have no contact with them. I don't call them. They don't call me. It's one of them things it's the Facebook friend thing. Because that's basically what it come down to. Those type of people. You know what I'm saying? It's just. What you gonna do? You gotta keep playing the game. You just gotta keep playing the game. You know what I'm saying? One day, and you gotta keep shit open too. You know what I'm saying? I ain't just for the up and commit. An opportunity might come along where the person I just talked about, they might come to Houston. Or I might end up out there somewhere, get a chance to see each other, hang out, do whatever, blah, blah, blah. Just going by that business. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much I know how that's going to turn out. You know what I'm saying? Sit together and have some heartfelt conversation. Now, I'm thinking the next time we might get a chance to talk or whatnot. And shit might be a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Might get a little bit deeper in the shit than we did in the past. And that's just on my end to where I'm like, okay, sand is running out the hourglass on that situation now. And mostly on my end because she's, still in good health and all this other stuff. I'm the motherfucker that's running out of time. You know what I'm saying? I'm the motherfucker that, they can't move around and I got all the goddamn restrictions and shit like that. But still, play the game. I got shit I got to deal with. If it's something that folks can't handle, they just can't handle it. I keep the fuck on moving. Can't feel bad about that. You know what I'm saying? That's what we've been doing the whole dating game. Anytime you deal with anybody, it's something you can't deal with, you move the fuck on. If it's something they can't deal with, they move the fuck on. Something they both, y'all notice about each other, y'all both move the fuck on. That's just how it is. Can't get you at a certain point that you can't take personal. You have to know who you are and how you would stand in somebody else's eyes. You have to let them make that judgment. But you also have to be aware of how you appear to people. I know how I appear to people. I got this one zombie ass eye. You know what I'm saying? This eye here barely fucking work. I haven't really been keeping myself, my face all puffy now. You know what I'm saying? I started to age real quick once I hit 40. I was fine until I hit 40. Then once I hit 40, shit just started. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I notice I don't look the same. I see. I see when I take my little selfies and shit. I'm like, oh man, I'm looking like shit. I'm starting to look like old sick motherfucker. Like for real. It is, but it is what it is. I'm aware of that, but I have to let other people make the judgment. You know what I'm saying? I have to let other people make the judgment. And also, once I'm doing whatever it is I'm doing, I have to, when I take my little pictures and all this other stuff, I still do that. I usually only do it when I go to the gym. Every once in a while, I shoot videos and shit like that, Snapchat and TikTok and all that. If you got all that shit, you see how I look. It look just like I do on this fucking video here on YouTube. You go on YouTube, see how I look. You can also go on YouTube, see how I used to look way back when. There's some old ass videos on here. Yeah, there's a difference. Put that shit out there. Let motherfuckers see the whole goddamn skinny ass me now. I don't look like I used to look. I'm all skinny and shit now. Let motherfuckers see. Let them make the judgment. You just be aware of who you are and how you may appear to other people. Because a lot of people out there thinking they all this, that, and the other, not knowing that they look like a goddamn fool. Well, I know if I'm looking like an old broke ass motherfucker, then I know this on my end. You know what I'm saying? You got to know what you're putting out there. You know what you're putting out. I know if somebody look and see. I know what you see. At least on my end, I know what you see. But other person has to make the judgment. Can't make the judgment for you. And that's one of the main reasons why. It's something I stopped doing because women would always. Oh yeah, I never tell women what I like in women or what I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? Because for a long while, what would happen is I'd be talking to somebody I didn't mind talking to, but they would make a decision on my behalf of whether to keep talking to me or not, or whether we should keep talking or not. Because they made a judgment that I didn't like whatever it is that was going on their end. They made that decision for me. So I don't tell women what I like and what I don't like, or what I'm looking for, what I like in women. None of that shit. That's for me to know. You don't need to know that. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to know that. I need to know that. You don't. Just like I don't need to know what you want in a man, or what kind of man you like, or no shit like that. As long as you talking to me, I feel that I'm somewhere on the table. I don't know if what part of the table I'm on, but I know I'm somewhere on the table, or else you wouldn't be wasting your time talking to me. That's all I need to know. I don't need to be like, well, you don't like this, so I'm not going to talk to you. That's their choice to make. And folks don't like that because when they think that you're trying to hide shit, you know what I'm saying? When they ask you, well, what you like in a woman? That's my own little special recipe. And you know what? The conversation turns off after that. Tell you how many times that shit didn't happen. Or a woman done asked me, well, what you like in a woman, or some question along that line. I don't have an answer for them because I don't divulge that information. And now the whole situation is gone. Well, fuck, shit. What am I to do? I'm going to keep doing whatever it is I do. Because that's how I operate. I got to stay me. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no use you going through your life breaking all your rules to satisfy other people. And satisfy other people's curiosity that really ain't needed. So I can tell you what kind of woman I like. or whatever the fuck, because it's very broad the type of woman I like as far as looks and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That want me to describe everybody? What kind of personalities you like? Depends. There's a lot of personalities out there. It just depends on whether that personality clicks with me. I have to interact with that to know. It's not really an answer I can give you. But if you don't have that information to get to them, a lot of folks get upset or turned off. Now they don't want to talk to you no more because they think you being a motherfucker or a bastard or whatever other cuss word I can squeeze out of my lips. And that's the difficulty of going through this whole thing. Trying to figure out how to talk to somebody. Which is why when I hop online and I actually get in a conversation with somebody, the shit is so random they don't know how to fucking talk to me. Because I will get in your inbox and talk to you like we've been talking already. And if motherfuckers don't know how to jump in the flow of that, they all throw it off. Because they expect for you to hop on there with that same cookie cutter ass conversation to where you just basically doing an interview. So tell me about yourself. Fuck you. I ain't telling you shit. You know what I'm saying? If that's the first thing out your mouth, conversation is over. You 40, 50 years old, you hadn't evolved in conversation to where that's not the first thing out your mouth or one of the first things out your mouth is so tell me about yourself. Those exact fucking words. You hadn't thought to try to say anything else on your own. Like you haven't heard that 1,000 times yourself. So tell me about yourself. That's the conversation ender. Because at that point, I'm going to think that the rest of your conversation is the same. We not finna have no conversation. You finna ask me a whole bunch of questions that probably has been answered on my profile already. And just talk, man. Just talk. About random shit. We need to be digging in each other's past. Just see if we can sit there and have a goddamn conversation. It can't happen. It's just like when I talk to people I used to be involved with to some degree, we sit there and we talk about shit. Nobody bringing up no old shit about what used to happen, at least not mostly. Unless it actually is pertaining to something we talking about. Nobody bringing up no old shit. You know what I'm saying? You're sitting there in a conversation with somebody you don't know, you want to sit there and have that same ass cookie cutter ass conversation that you done probably had three times that day already. No, man, I don't want to take part in that. That is the turnoff. You know what I'm saying? Me not answering questions and shit is the same turnoff I get when somebody say, so tell me about yourself. Or something along that line. And, you know, and I've been through that. I've been through that when you sitting there and you having a conversation with somebody, y'all talking about some shit. Movies or food or whatever. Y'all just talking about shit. And right in the middle of that, I've had people do that right in the middle of me making a statement, just straight up, go straight to the dating questions. So how many kids you got? Right in the middle of me talking. Mid-sentence. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? That's my attitude at that point. You couldn't wait to get in. We having an actual, at least I was having a conversation about something. We was talking about an actual thing. And you regressed all the way back to how many kids you got right in the middle of me talking. That had nothing to do with nothing we was talking about. You can't have a conversation. You got to go back to the whole cookie cutter dating shit. People do that. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter what, and that was one of the few times I actually get on the phone with somebody. You know what I'm saying? One of the few times I actually got on the phone with somebody. That's the type of shit I get when I get on the phone with somebody. I get on the phone with somebody, which is a rare occurrence in itself. And they have no conversation skills. They don't know how to talk to people without going through the same cookie cutter dating conversation. What the fuck do you talk about on a daily basis? If that's all you know how to do. I don't know. Because talking to me really, I mean, I'm one of those people where I generally don't call people because I don't really have shit to talk about. I don't call people. I don't have shit to talk about. People call me. And then they bring up shit and then we talk. That's just how it is. Now, if you call me and all you got, and we just start talking and that's all you got is that we finna talk about the dating shit, I don't have no conversation for you. You know, because that's one of the things I know I'm cutting out. Where the only conversation you have to talk about is the dating app that y'all might have met on or some shit like that. What goes on the dating app. So, you know what? I don't want to talk about that. There's nothing productive in talking about the dating app itself. You know what I'm saying? It's just, all I can do is talk down on a few people that I barely ran across. If things was going good, I could tell you about all the people I met and that I'm talking to at the moment. You don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Because if things are going well on the dating app and I'm talking to you and you want to talk about the dating app, that's what I got to talk about. Yeah, I got 5 chicks that I'm talking to now. They all great. They fine and pay for their own meals and all kind of shit. Yeah, I'm saying just I don't think that's gonna be a good conversation. And I don't want to be sitting there talking shit about people I don't know that didn't have any interest in me to start with. So that's one thing I know I'm cutting out. I'm not talking about the dating app. We talk about something random. We can talk about movies, TV shows. You know what I'm saying? Places we've been. You know, we can talk about stuff like that, but not the dating shit. No, I don't want to go through no fucking interview. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go through a fucking interview. And probably missed out on some nice people because that's all they know how to do, and I bailed out, or my conversation turned them off, and it didn't extend long enough for us to make any kind of goddamn connection. That fucking happens. What can you fucking do? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That whole thing. But I'm trying to gear myself up for it. It's gonna be a while from now. It's gonna be a while from now because I'm gonna have to actually sit down and plan this shit out. Like I said, I got the other email address. I'm gonna have to make new accounts. There's certain apps I'm just gonna stay away from. That I got some I'm gonna delete off my phone, and then it's certain apps that I'm gonna work with. I think Black People Meet is one. I think I just know that there are real people on there. Now the compatibility that's the big desire, but that's going off of the old shit that I got. Black People Meet. I might can do the free match. You know, you can get the match account, but you just use the free one. You can do that. BLK. I've run across some people on there where you at least get some replies while you swiping and shit. And Hinge. Hinge is a one that I know that has some real people on it. And your and it's free. The ones I'm mentioning are free. Hinge, that's 4. Black People Meet, Free Match, BLK, Hinge, Plenty of Fish. And of course, Facebook dating. But I don't know if I'm gonna be able to refresh Facebook dating. I'm not gonna make a whole another Facebook account. I'll see if I can deactivate it and reactivate it, I will. And hopefully they'll do it. But I have to go through that and look. But those are the ones, because I know there are real people on those. It ain't like fucking Tinder. Well, Tinder banned my account for whatever reason. I don't know. It's like, how you ban my account? I'm not even talking to nobody. You know what I'm saying? And when I say banned, I do mean banned. So I got banned on Tinder, so that's off the table. I wouldn't go back to that. Fuck y'all. OkCupid, just as long as I've had that app, at least I met one person off of Tinder before. That was many, many years ago, but I did meet at least one person off of Tinder. OkCupid, as long as I had never met nobody off of that app. Never. And then all the matches I get on there would be like people from Africa and shit. So that's red flag right there. I'm like, nope. And it might be it's a bunch of other apps out there that you can meet people off of that might not be as active but have real people. Like what's that? BPM, Big People Meet. It's a free app. You know, it's for full-figured people. But it's just like Black People Meet and Match. It's in that same family. So it's free. They don't have an app though. They just have the web page, which operates the same. But I wouldn't waste my time on that. I've been on there. I've sent out enough free messages on there, and ain't nobody talking about shit though. But the other apps I mentioned, you know what I'm saying? I look, come up with some new shit. You know what I'm saying? See if I can come up with some new accounts for that, because I have to reset all those accounts, because I've been swiping on those for years, running out of people to swipe on. You know, I know it's a lot of people out there, but it's still only so many, you know, in your current area. And you're not just, okay, I need to start over. You know what I'm saying? New account, new all this other stuff, and have better information and all this other stuff. And then by the time I get to the point to where I'm doing all of that and I figured all that shit out, my mobility would have been increased a little bit. Like I said, I don't drive. I put that on my profile, but that don't mean I don't get around. You know, a lot of people don't drive. You ever watch a movie, motherfuckers in New York, they don't drive no fucking where. You know, I got Uber, and soon I have Metrolift. You know, motherfuckers show up on Metrolift on a date. Like shit, whatever. $1.25, baby. Yeah, I can get around wherever the fuck I want to get around to. It's just that I don't drive, and the more I don't drive, the less I miss it. Now, being in the back of an Uber car going from here to there, you know, that paying for Uber gets on your nerves or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that shit will eat you up if you're doing it too often, depending on where you're going. But I can get where I need to get. You know what I'm saying? And operating inside this city when it comes to dating is complicated enough, because that term geographically attractive, that comes into that comes in big time. You know what I'm saying? When you see where motherfuckers live over here, live over there, what side of town you on, and you be like, well, shit, I'm on the northeast side. Well, at least the near northeast side. I ain't far northeast. But still, if you're on the southwest side, I'm like, bruh. I'm like, man. You meet somebody and they cool and they be like, well, where you at? I'm in A-Leaf. And I'm like, I ain't gonna never be in A-Leaf. You know what I'm saying? That's one of them things where if you meet somebody and they on the opposite side of Houston, you know what I'm saying? Y'all have to really get along. That's not no trying to figure shit out type of shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, y'all would have to come together at some point. You know, find a halfway point if y'all meeting, whatever. But if y'all really like each other after that, to where y'all really want to, man, some arrangements got to be made. It's like, man, look, you come on this side, then, you know, bring your little bag or whatever. You can sleep in the bed. I hit the couch or whatever the fuck. And then you can hit the work for in the morning where you ain't got to try to drive all the way back across town. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. I've had to do that before. Where I know if I'm going over somebody's house, it ain't even for no booty call. It's just if I go over there to hang out, I'm not coming back home. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, especially depending on what time of day. At night, it really don't really matter that much. Freeways are empty. You go where the fuck you gotta go. But anytime during the goddamn day, and the weekends are kind of weird because they do construction and shit on the freeways in the weekend. So you might think you finna zip somewhere on the weekend at night. Nope, freeway closed, motherfucker. You gotta go all the way around some shit or take some goddamn detour and end up trekking through a part of the city you didn't even know fucking existed. Like, I didn't even know this shit was here, which is always good. You got to know those little shortcuts and shit when you in Houston to get around traffic and shit like that and construction. Got to know it. It helps. I know a bunch of shit. I don't even drive no more, but I be having to tell the Uber drivers, don't do that. Go this way. And cut through there and just keep on straight. We'll get where we got to go. And you ain't got to worry about all the other shit. Oh, thank you. Because we about to be sitting on the freeway for an hour. By the time we get off the freeway, I would have been done doing whatever the fuck I was doing. So, yeah, got to deal with that. You know, and a lot of people might look at that as a negative and shit like that, but I'm looking at it as positive. I don't have insurance or a car note to pay for. You know what I'm saying? That's my Uber cost right there. You know, that's my Uber cost right there. It's just, I ain't got to pay for no gas. I ain't got to pay for no maintenance. I ain't got to do for nothing. The only thing I got to do, hop my head, bam, there I go. Like I said, I'm handicapped, blah, blah, blah. I got call up Metrolift. Schedule me a ride. I get a cheap ride there. I might have to Uber back, but you know what I'm saying? Whatever. I'd rather pay that $1.25 to get where I gotta go and pay that $15.20 to get there. And I pay another $15.20 to get back. You know, you cut your goddamn travel costs in half. You know. But that's on me. That ain't on them. That's some shit I gotta worry about, not them. You ain't asking them for no ride. You got your shit. It ain't like most motherfuckers who ain't got no car and shit. They gotta ask everybody for no. I ain't ask you for shit. I got a phone, motherfucker. There I go. I'm on my way. I got 7 minutes to get my shit ready for this ride get here. That type of shit. If I want to go on a date, that's it. I want to do anything, that's it. I get where I gotta go. Now, how important is it for me to get where I gotta go? Because now I'm like, it's an investment even if you got a car, but it's like, okay, I gotta. What are we doing? What are we doing? Or at least nowadays, like I said, with my vision and everything else, I'm like, I got to know what the fuck we doing. I just can't up and do anything. I can do what I want to do, but I just can't up and do anything because some shit don't make no sense. Like, you want to go to a movie. I can go to a movie. I won't be able to appreciate it the same way you do. The way my eyes work, I won't be able to see much of nothing going on the screen, and I can't. And I have to get there right when I keep a flashlight and shit with me if I know I'm going places like that. But you know, once I walk into the movie theater, I can't see shit, even with the big screen lit up. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I go to a movie. I go to a big blockbuster movie. I ain't going to no little nothing ass movie. I'm just I'll go to a big blockbuster movie on a date just to avoid spoilers. Because, you know, I won't watch a movie till it come on my goddamn TV where I can actually see it. But I go to a big blockbuster, one of big Marvel films or DC shit or some shit like that. I go watch that shit just so I can see the movie in general, where I ain't got to avoid spoilers for the next few months. And just to be, out on the date. But I ain't had that in, I can't remember. Remember the last time I was on a movie date? I can't. I mean, I probably can arrange one. But everybody, like I said, geographically attractive, everybody lives out. You know what I'm saying? I live right northeast of downtown. Most people I know live where it's effort to get where you got to go. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna overblow that, like, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause like I said, it ain't, but it's kind of hard to move around. And that, you have to take that in consideration in the whole dating thing. That's why but that being said, of all the people that I've met, I guess folks don't want to meet people that's somewhat in their area, the neighborhood surrounding mine and shit like that, because that shit don't never happen. You run across every once in a while, just never pans out to anything. Not even a meeting. You know what I'm saying? You would think, okay, bam, you meet with somebody and you get along, they 30 miles away. Shit. You meet somebody 2 miles away, blah, blah, blah. Somebody you might, just for whatever reason, just, you know what I'm saying? It's just like I've run across people where they thing be like, I'm like, I could walk to wherever the fuck you are from where I am. You know what I'm saying? Do you really want to be that close to the motherfucker online? I don't know. There's some creepy motherfucking people that run across some stupid ass shit online. But I'm like, I could walk to where you are from where I am with my crippled ass. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. Now I don't say that, but that's be in my mind when I run across people. Because I do all my little searches by distance. Most of my distance is set towards 20 to 15 miles. It depends. Anything further than that, you just too far. Anything more than 20 miles away, you out the fucking city. You know what I'm saying? You too far for anything to be convenient. We would have, like I said, that would have to be some night bag type of shit going back and forth to where, or just have a moment of convenience where we just happen to be, you just happen to be on my side, or I just happen to be on your side for whatever reason, and we happen to just hook something up to meet up and talk and whatever, fuck, some shit like that. Or one of those one-time things where, okay, we really want to meet and talk and hang out because we just happen to like each other that much. Well, okay, 15 miles is, that's still kind of, man, that's still kind of getting it. You know what I'm saying? Where you got to go 10, 15 miles. And that's like the halfway point. Because it be like that sometimes. To where it's like, okay, 10, 15 miles. It don't sound like, it could be a lot. At night, it's not a lot. It really not. At night, it's not a lot. During the day, you're supposed to be doing other shit during the day anyway. But if you're trying to do some happy hour type of shit, nah, freeways is still fucked up. People are still trying to get point A to point B and shit like that. If a motherfucker is 20 miles from you, you need to schedule some shit that's way after dark. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. Way after dark to where you ain't got to worry about the freeways being packed up, so y'all can just go whoop, whoop, like that. Because anytime before 8 o'clock, that shit is just not for the fucking happen. It's just not. You're going to hop on the freeway, and as soon as you get on there, you're going to be sitting there wondering what the fuck. Freeway going to be jammed up because people don't know how to merge with fucking traffic for the next hour. You know what I'm saying? Where if you wait, till after 8 o'clock when the traffic die down, where you can just hop on these Houston highways, get wherever the fuck you want in a matter of 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I live right at the cars that you hear, that you might hear. My door is closed now. That's 59 right there, right across the street. I live on a feeder road. That's 59. Hop on 59 straight shot to where the fuck you want to go. You know what I'm saying? It's the highway. You know, you get the I-10, you go straight out 288, or you stay on fucking 59 and head off on the southwest side. All that. It's all right there. At night. At night, you can do that. You can go wherever the fuck you want. Get there. And the freeways down here designed pretty goddamn cool to where you can get wherever you got to go real goddamn fast. But not during the fucking day. You have to take all that in consideration in the dating game. About what side of town you own, what side of town you willing to entertain meeting people on. And if they don't live on your side of town, where the meetup spot's gonna be. If y'all decide y'all gonna want to go meet, well, where y'all meeting up at? What's there? There's always gonna be something. Big ass fucking city. It's all kind of shit everywhere. Sometimes you just have to pick a spot. But it don't have to be some well-known ass fucking place or some shit. It has to be somewhere where motherfuckers know, because not everybody's from Houston. I've run across that a couple times. Especially this one chick. You know where the fuck we were supposed to meet. It was right off the freeway too. She was on the northwest side. I went out on the northwest side and supposed to be. She couldn't get to where we was meeting. She couldn't get there. I mean, she wasn't from Houston. I guess she had just gotten here. She was lost. I couldn't help her. I know where the fuck she was. You know what I'm saying? One of those things. Yeah, it's just, we never met. And it was one of those. I'm saying, and it was the fucked up part about it. It was one of those things to where it was like, I don't run across women that look like that often. She was a nice, slim, kind of tall chick. Might have wore a little bit too much makeup, but I only know that from pictures. I don't know what she looked like in person. But yeah, don't run across women that look like that often. And we didn't meet because she didn't know how to get to the restaurant. Because she wasn't from Houston. You know, she was lost. Generally, you can help. I don't know. Generally, I would be able to help people get where the fuck they gotta go. I don't know what happened with that, but that's whatever. That's a whole different deal. But that's the kind of stuff you have to take in consideration. Everybody's not from Houston. And a lot of people live on the outskirts. They might be in, like I say, Alief. Katy is its own fucking city. I don't consider that Houston, but they might be out towards I-10, that I-10 corridor. They might be out there, way out in the southwest, Fresno and Alief, fucking Missouri City, Pearland, or whatever the fuck. You know, all these outer cities that surround Houston. Folks will be out in those areas and would never, from the time that they've been here, they wouldn't have never ventured into the middle of the city. Good for you. But that's generally how Houston is. If you're on one side of the city, there's no reason for you to go to the other side. Unless you got specific business to take care of on the other side. Everything you need is on whatever side of the city you on. There's no reason to leave. Wherever you at, all the restaurants are over there. There's a Walmart over there, maybe a couple. And there's probably one other big box store in that area, a Target. And maybe a Sam's or a Costco. It's going to be that, all of that shit is going to be on your side of town. You're going to leave that side of town to go on another side of town, which means you got to drive through some other shit. You for all that shit that's on your side of town, you're going to pass up all of that shit at least 2 or 3 times before you get where you got to go. That's how redundant all the shit is. There's so much of shit. That's how redundant all the shit is. You're going to cross all of that shit again before you get to the other side. Which means there's no reason for you. Everything you need is over there. You know, That's why people will be on one side of town and won't have to leave. That's why you want a job close to where you live, because you would never have to leave that one specific little spot. You never have to go to another part of Houston. Everything you need is right there. You go to another part of Houston, all that same shit is in that part of Houston. Go to another part, all that same shit is in that part of that's just how it is. That's just how it is. And at least for me, I think about all this shit because I'm like, okay, what? And maybe that's overthinking it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it is. Maybe that's overthinking it. I don't know. I will figure that shit out. All that shit gonna have to be on put a plan. I'm gonna have to take that whiteboard I got right there and just start jotting all kind of weird ass shit down about how to handle the dating game, about who, where, and how. Uh-oh, my battery finally died. Yeah, who, where, and how all this shit is gonna take place. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to do it. Shut up, phone. Hold on for a second. Oh, is it? Oh, here you go. Hold up. Yeah, I got it. Shut up, stupid. There we go. Yeah. Now the phone all crooked.